Welcome to our Networking at Noon. Tiffanie Kellog, your hostess here, and I'm super excited to be joined by Jessica Banville. I was looking at her bio, and she started her first business at age 23. So I had to do the math because I was like, wait, how old was I when I started my first business? And I was 23 when I first started my first business too. I was like, oh, look at that. Very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Many years ago. and we've moved on since then.
Right.
So now, it wasn't her first business, but she entered the health insurance industry 8 years ago as an independent health insurance broker. And she's recently had something really amazing happen. So Jessica, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
You want to tell us a little bit about your company and what's recently happened that's super exciting?
Yeah, so thank you for that. Yes, so we're very excited here. We're very blessed to be in a position. We're in an epoch of our lives, really. Rick and I have run our health insurance business. We each own a block of business and have been growing that for a number of years. We each run teams. And we had the opportunity in this last year, in December of 2020, Rick and I purchased the national brand of USA Benefits Group. And we've got some very large growth schedules. We've got some really great goals. And we've got people like you that are helping us achieve those. So we're very excited. We feel very blessed. We've got a great team of people around us and with us. And we're very, very excited.
Excellent. So now you've got a national team, but where are you based out of?
Our home office is here in Spring Hill, Florida, and that's where Rick and I run a block of business or a book. We have an agency here in Spring Hill that services the Spring Hill area, but we have agents across the United States that are serving their own areas and nationally as well.
Gotcha. And for those of you that are like Spring Hill, where is that? If you're not from the Florida area, it's north. So you got Tampa, and then I live in Pasco County, which is just north, and Spring Hill is just a county north just north.
Tampa Bay.
Is Spring Hill known for anything?
We're the nature coast, of course.
Okay.
Right. Right. We're now, they've just gone through a rebranding. We're the adventure coast now. So this is where you come to do your bird watching, you get out in nature, and there's all kinds of exciting activities also.
Interesting. Good to know.
Right.
Plus, I guess Weeki Wachee, is Weeki Wachee a city?
Yeah.
That's nearby, because that's the mermaids.
That's right. That's what we're the most known for, I guess, is the mermaids. We've got real live mermaids here in Spring Hill, Florida, or Weeki Wachee, Florida. And I think that one of their claims to fame is that Elvis Presley came and saw the mermaids also. And the mayor was a mermaid. The mayor of Weeki Wachee was a mermaid. So.
Oh, wow. All right.
I don't know if it's still a township.
So tell me a little bit about your company.
Okay, well, USA Benefits Group has been in business for 32 plus years, selling health insurance online remotely via teleconference. And that is something that's been unique to our industry back then, not so unique in today's market, but we were pioneers doing that. So we were set up and ready to navigate the new world, right? With the pandemics and the legislation changes and pretty much we're very blessed to be in a business model that's kind of been pandemic proof and legislation proof and recession proof, because health insurance is not exciting. Nobody wants to talk about health insurance. I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on something I hope I never have to use. But if I'm going to buy it, I want to make sure I buy the right product and make sure I'm happy with it. So that's where what we specialize in, because we are brokers and have access to all the plans and prices. We can quickly identify somebody's need, their budget, and their health history, and put all those things together and make it hopefully not as painful.
Yeah, insurance is one of those things. I remember a couple of years ago, I really used my insurance. I got rear-ended, and so I went to the chiropractor for a year. I got a new roof. I'm like, hey, I'm using this insurance. I've been paying for it all my life.
Get your money's worth. Although that's one of my most interesting calls is when people say, I don't even know if I want health insurance. I didn't even use it. Like, did you wish you had a heart attack? I'm glad you never used it. Let's hope you never do.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like to me, that's the whole point of insurance, is it's going to take care of you in some disaster. And so many people, I don't remember what the number is, and you may know, that are in bankruptcy because of medical bills.
It's huge. Well, 70% of bankruptcies are due to medical. Yes. So it's a giant number. I don't know if that number is still accurate, but it's a giant number.
Why do you think people are so adverse or have such an issue with healthcare?
Well, because it just seems like a racket. Whether it is or not, I don't know, but I'm just going to say it sure seems that way, right? We know the insurance companies are charged about quadruple what a self-pay client could pay. So sometimes it feels like, well, why am I buying health insurance? If I can go self-pay and get a better price, why would I do that? Well, that's true. Most of us that have learned how to navigate the system do exactly that. But it's the what ifs in life. It's the what if I get the $100,000 claim or even a $25,000 claim. That's enough to bankrupt most people, of course, and they are absolutely making sure they get paid. So things have definitely changed in that arena too. So those are the reasons we want to make sure we have them. But I totally understand why somebody would say it's not worth it. It makes perfect sense. Now there are some really creative things people can do with that too, though. So there are some creative ways around health insurance as well. So those are the things we really talk to people about and see what's the best fit.
Yeah, though I think, insurance is here to cover us should something happen. And it's always like, oh, I remember there was a guy in my husband's BNI chapter, a home inspector, who fell off a roof. No health insurance, no workers' comp, no liability, nothing. He had no coverage. Fell off a roof, broke his back.
That's horrible. That's
and
horrible.
It's like, where's your insurance? I mean, it's yes, right. We don't mean to have it happen, but yeah.
If I could plan my next major medical event, I'd be very wealthy because I'd be telling everybody what it was, and then get them to buy health insurance right before it.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Everybody wants to buy flood insurance. I know it's a different kind of insurance. Everybody wants to buy flood insurance right before the hurricane comes.
The hurricane. That's right. And it makes sense. I understand. I totally understand. I have to buy health insurance too. So I totally get how people feel. I feel the same way.
So what's like a tip you have for people on, if they need health insurance, like what should they be on the lookout for? What should they be considering?
The biggest thing is just make sure that you're speaking to a broker who can compare all the different plans and make sure that you understand what that looks like. And you don't have to buy anything that you're not comfortable with. There are options, a lot of options that people just aren't familiar with. As far as I can go as far as saying that even non-insurance products that would really help people. So there's just many, many options. I would say just don't buy anything that you're not comfortable with, and you're never going to love it. You're never going to say, woohoo, I'm spending, $6,000 a year on something I don't want to use. It's never going to be that situation, but at least you can be comfortable with what you do have and understand it, and just work with somebody who's going to, pick up the call again and help you really understand how to navigate that policy, whatever type of policy you end up with.
Well, and there's very creative policies out there. I know when I turned 40, my husband's like, oh, we're going to get real insurance. So for most of our 30s, we had like super high deductible, catastrophic kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, I'm 40 now, so we need to go to the doctors. But the plan that, we found, we were able to, cover the yearly visits and some other stuff. And so it's like, okay, see, there can be some positives. Though I do miss the days like my dad had really great health insurance and prescriptions were like $4.
Yeah. Those are the hardest calls when people are coming off of a really plush group plan. We're always like, buckle up. It looks different over here. The private sector world is way different than what you're used to because someone's been paying a big part of your bill. And it is very different on the private sector.
Yeah. So when you're not helping people really take care of themselves, because that's definitely what you're doing, helping make sure that they are well cared for. What do you like to do for fun?
I love spearfishing. So Rick and I are going to go spearfishing next weekend. That's our first one for the year. We're super excited about that.
So tell me, like, I have a picture in my mind of what spearfishing is, but I don't know 100% that that's what it actually is. So tell me about spearfishing.
Are you picturing me in like a Wonder Woman outfit? Like,
it is a little, cartoon.
So it's spearfishing is scuba diving, with a spear gun. And instead of pole fishing, you're down in the water, hunting them in the water. It's lots of fun. And there's some really great fishing right here in this area. So we're in a great place to do it.
That's awesome. What kind of fish do you often spear?
Well, my favorite is hogfish, just because it's delicious. It's delicious whether you do it raw, like a sushi, a ceviche. You can cook it up a million different ways. It's a buttery flavor. It's just delicious. That's probably my favorite.
Huh. Yeah. So that was not, I was thinking on a boat. So I'm glad I asked because.
Oh, yeah, no. In the water.
I think you're the first person that I've ever met that's like a spearfisher person.
Oh, I bet there are more and it hasn't come up in conversation.
Yeah, probably.
There's a lot of us here.
I can imagine. It's very interesting. I didn't grow up in Florida, and so what happens in Florida, it's so very different than so many other places.
It
But
is.
I guess when you get the beach, do you like the beach?
I do. We love to go to Anclo Island. Have you ever been over there?
I don't think so.
No, it's so nice. It's right across from Tarpon Springs. There's this little island, and it's like being in another country or something, or in Hawaii, or the water's blue and it's beautiful and it's remote and it's never crowded. It's beautiful. We love it. Yeah.
Cool. So going back to the business side of things, what type of people do you typically work with? Who are good clients for you?
Self-employed. So we deal with self-employed or people who aren't having somebody else pay for their health insurance. Those are the people who are, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, self-employed people with a team of, 20 or less people are the perfect market for us to write private sector health insurance plans for, even if we do it on a group chassis. So there's some, again, creative ways of doing that and navigating those systems, but self-employed that's our target market.
Gotcha. So you mentioned you started your first business at 23. What was that?
That was a print brokerage. So
really?
I had started working as a print manufacturer back in the old days, and I fell in love with the business. And I was fascinated by being a broker. And I did that for many years, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I got out of it about the right time. It was a good time for me. And I came into this world. So
awesome.
Print manufacturing.
That's so funny because I did promotional products, which is very much kind of brokerage as well.
It is. I remember I've actually purchased promotional products from you.
Yeah. Now I get to do this instead. Yesterday I was like, I kind of miss it. And then I'm like, no, I'm good.
Can you make a pen, write the exact same color of blue as my eyes? No, I can't.
So this is what I get to do nowadays. I love the fact that I get to facilitate for Asentiv, and Asentiv is our sponsor. So thanks so much, Asentiv, for sponsoring our networking at noon. And Jessica, I know that not only you've been a part of some of the Asentiv programs, but you've got like your whole Spring Hill team trained. What has Asentiv done for you? Asentiv
is amazing. In fact, I've been talking to you about taking this national because I am a huge believer in a lot of the products and classes that you bring to the table. And you've got a wonderful presentation style that makes it easy for people to pay attention to and be interested and engaged in. And your delivery is very effective. So I am absolutely a fan of the Asentiv products. One of my favorites is the Room Full of Referrals. I think that is just such a powerful class and course, not only for individuals and interpersonal relationships, but for sales teams to be able to quickly identify who they're talking to and what presentation style is going to be best received by that person. It's just such an amazing class. And every time we bring it out, and I've called in emergency visits from you, haven't I? Like, okay, none of the girls are getting along. I need you in here. We've got new people and they don't know how to talk to each other. And I need you to come over and help us. So you've come in and done that. And every time you do that, we just see that the amount of grace expands hugely. And we have so much more respect for one another, and engagement is so much better between people. And we just find that oftentimes after one of your courses, everyone's like, oh yeah, remember we learned about that. And it's okay. We're just not communicating the same way. It's just very powerful presentations, and we love it. It makes such a big difference. We also see our sales go up significantly every time we have one of your classes, because people are respecting and honoring the presentation styles or communication styles of the people that they're talking to. So it's extremely effective.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks you so much. It's always so much fun, and it's such a great relationship builder, and we have fun doing it and we get some less stress.
And you make it a lot of fun. A lot of times when you hear you have to go to one of these courses, you're like, oh, great. But these are a blast. These courses, everything I've seen from you and Asentiv so far, it's just a lot of fun and very engaging. And we totally enjoy it.
I think we should always be having fun.
Absolutely.
At least me.
Absolutely.
So what's one tip that you've got for the people watching when it comes to health insurance, when it comes to any of this stuff that you're dealing with, helping people? What's one thing that you want to share with the people out there?
I would say for the consumers out there, I would say, just do that. Work with a broker that can identify your needs and help associate those with the right type of plan. For the brokers out there, I would say, work with other people who are in your contact sphere. Go help them, and you're going to find that your business grows tremendously.
Awesome. Very cool. Now, if people are wanting to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
That would be great. So our office line is 352-835-7405, or you can find us on Facebook. My local team is USA Benefits Group, Team Banville.
Awesome. Excellent. So 2 final questions for you. What is one thing that you want to make sure people know about you?
I'm a people person. So don't smile at me if we're not best friends, because I'll think we are. And then I get my feelings hurt. Like, oh, I thought we were best friends. You said hi. I'm a people person. And it takes a lot to offend me or upset me. And I really do I love people.
Awesome. Cool. And then my last question is, what's your favorite brew?
It would be unsweet tea, which I know it goes against everything you believe in.
We're south of the Mason-Dixon line. That's not supposed to be a thing.
And you are a crafts beers person, right? Don't you make all your own crafts and do all kinds of cool beer stuff?
My husband does. I just drink it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, somebody's like, do you know the brewing process? I'm like, I've been on the tours, but I really don't care. I just want to drink it. I'd probably be I don't do tea really, but I'd probably be better at making your unsweet tea than making the beer.
Oh, really?
Well, I worked food and beverage when I was in college. So, I know how to do that stuff, but yeah, not so much on the beer side.
That's funny.
Well, Jessica, I have to say thank you so very much for being here with us today for this conversation. Again, y'all, please feel free to reach out to Jessica and her team there to help you out if you are needing to navigation when it comes to your health insurance, because we need it. Okay. You got to protect yourself. So Jessica, thank you so very much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much. And thank you for all of the trainings you bring to our team. And again, we're excited about taking those national.
Yes. Thanks, y'all. Next week, we will be back. We will be joined by Jessica Rivelli from the Working Women in Tampa Bay. They are celebrating, I want to say, an anniversary. So we're excited to be celebrating an anniversary. So we'll see you next week.